Alright, can you guys hear me? Alright, make sure everything's set up. Mm, okay, I'm good. Alright, cool. Alright, hello guys, how y'all doing, man? I am back. I wasn't really going to stream today. I didn't think about streaming. I really didn't. I um did like a 6 hour stream last night, and I was thinking about just taking a break, playing some MLB and everything, because there's really not much to talk about and cover because I covered most of the stuff yesterday. But I wanted to um I wanted to do some MLB the show, but I really haven't got around a chance to talk about this, and I've been wanting to discuss it because I'm sorry I've been uploading so late. I've been kind of busy. I want to talk about All Star Weekend and everything. I have to admit, I don't know if I actually watched last year's Derby. I don't think I did. Now that I think about it, I don't think I did. I mean, I didn't see it live. I watched the highlights, but I thought, and in my opinion, I think that was the best Derby I've seen in a long time. Probably. I mean, I didn't think I was gonna like the new format they put into Home Run Derby this year. And after getting rid of the clock for since 2015, I didn't know if I was gonna like that format as much because I've been going back and I've been watching the original. I've been watching the old Home Run Derbies and the highlights of those. I was watching 2010s, the 2010 Derby when Ortiz won it, and I told man I really did like it. I mean, I didn't think I was gonna like the whole. You had 15 swings for the first round, and then you have 13. You have 20 um swings for the second round, and the whole you can continue hitting if you hit a home run on the last swing, it's not considered an out. You can keep going. I thought that was kind of interesting. I mean, I have to admit, um, but I don't know the the um the Netflix broadcast though was a little boring and repetitive to me watching it on Netflix. I mean, I hate now that you gotta have I hate now that you gotta have multiple streaming services just to watch baseball now. You can't you can't watch it on one particular network. I remember like when they had the they had all the events on one particular network you would watch. I think it was either on Fox or ESPN for years, and now you have to have like Netflix, Amazon Prime, Apple TV, and all these services to watch the stuff on DVD. I don't know. I don't like the different. I mean, I don't like the changes in broadcast and the stuff to it. I mean, I don't know. Although it was very repetitive, like instead of there being a lot of action in between the derby, it was kind of very quiet and silent, and they weren't very particularly interested in calling the derby, and it didn't seem to me like it was very it seemed mundane. Kind of at times, it could be kind of boring and repetitive because it was just them the whole time interviewing the players instead of paying attention to the swings and the players in the home run derby. To me, it was just interviewing the players on the sidelines. It was like football. It was like the NFL where they go and they interview the players on the sidelines, and that's just really what it is. What it was to me the whole time, really, and everything. I mean, I did like the fact that they had like they brought CC Sabathia back, and they had like Anthony Rizzo, and they had Bonds, and they had um and they had three legendary players, but I felt like it was lacking. My favorite part of it was they had Matt Vasgersian, and that dude is a legend. He's like known for like being um very big among baseball because he's made a lot of big calls over the years and done a lot of big stuff for like different networks, including Fox. When I was like, I don't know, the Netflix broadcast seemed to me like it was just not as good as like past home run derbies or like on Fox. I thought it was pretty good. I thought the broadcast was lacking. The Derby was really good. It was probably one of the best derbies I watched in a long time. I mean, you had um Caminero hit like 6 home runs in the first round, and then you had like um anyway, we'll go over it here. Let me see.
With Spectrum, I never miss.
Hold on, I gotta change it.
I feel incredible.
Spectrum makes it easy. All your favorite streaming apps with live TV at no extra cost.
There we go. That's it. All right. I thought it was kind of interesting that the Phillies fans kept booing all the other players out there. I thought the fans were completely obnoxious. So in a sense, I really like it that Jordan Walker won the home run derby because I think they deserve to get their fair share of payback for what they did. But I thought like, you know, I don't know. I felt like a 2025 derby was rigged for Kyle Riley to win that. But this one seems more spread out and better. And it was just really good. I mean, I just thought this was like really exciting. I did not expect him to win the Derby. I really didn't. I was brooding on Bryce Harper and oh, I don't have it up. Oopsie. I was rooting on Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber. I thought that they were because I know that they're two really good hitters, and I thought they were going to win it. I did not expect this to happen at all. My favorite, my favorite two hitters to start the Derby were Contreras and Caminero. I think they pretty much lit up the Derby. For a minute there, I thought Contreras was going to take that. I thought this was like a really good. This is a really good change to the format. I think they should go with this for the next couple of years. This should be what they should use. Because I felt like with this new format, the Derby was more even out and it was more fair, and it wasn't as like uneven as it's been in recent years. I mean, you didn't have players swinging for the fences like hitting 20 to 30 something home runs like they have in the past. But it was a very even derby because like most players would they would hit like maybe 6 to 8 to maybe 11 to 12 to 13 home runs in that order. And I felt like this was a much more even derby, fairer and more even for the players. And it felt like it was actually more of a challenge for the hitters to have to do more than in recent years. This was probably one of the best. This was probably one of the best derbies they've had in a long time. But I like the fact that to start out the derby, he hit like 13. It was like 13 home runs to start out the derby, and then you had like 6, 8, 12, and you had more players hitting like 400 something bombs than in recent years. This derby was so exciting because it was just so much more um better in recent years. I mean, it was really fun to watch. You had and Jordan Walker was on fire. That dude was as cool as a cucumber. You could not stop him. No matter how much they booed him, he just kept getting better and better and better. He must be a breakout star at St. Louis. I don't know much about him, but I'm interested now in learning more about him as a player because now he's interested me, and now I'm becoming a fan of this dude. I really like this dude. He's going to become a young up and coming star in St. Louis in the next couple of years with the way he broke out in the Derby. He's going to become a great player as a Cardinal. Not only that, but he's the first Cardinal to win the World Series, man. I mean, the World Series. My bad. He's the first Cardinal to win a Derby. No Cardinals to win the Derby. It was such a great finish. You could you could just see the look on Schwarber's face. He looked like he seen a ghost. He went all white. He was shocked. It was surprised that he called up with him and thought that many home runs. He's like he was like it's like nobody can beat that many home runs. He didn't think that dude had that kind of power, bro. It's like this was such a good derby. I love how he paid homage to Griffey. That was one of my favorite parts about the derby. He had the backwards hat paying homage to Ken Griffey. I mean, people. I I feel bad for the gamblers, bro. I feel bad for the people that put so much money down on those Phillies players. I mean, the favorite. I mean, if you look at the odds for the betting, Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper were the favorites. Harper was up by 1,000, and Schwarber was up by like 300. And people lost so much money on those bets. I bet they were pissed. Sometimes I like to believe the MLB rigs these derbies. Sometimes for particular moments. In recent years, I think the Derby has been rigged towards certain players. Like you had Vlad Jr. win in 2023, and I think it was rigged towards the Dominican style players for political reasons. And then you had then you had Bobby Witt Jr. come up like that short to Toscar Hernandez, and then you had and then in 2021, but I don't know. You had Pete Alonso win back-to-back years. I like to believe sometimes MLB changes the rules to fit their own standard with the home run derby to allow certain players to win. That's what I believe. This derby, though, to me felt like it was more even and felt like it a lot like more like a lot of the underrated players had more of a chance. I like Caminero. I liked Walker. I like Contreras. Those are my three top underrated favorites. But you had Walker hit like 13, then Caminero hit I mean Contreras hit 13, and then Jordan Walker hit 13 to tie him advance. It just felt like the players that weren't as good as the star players like like Schwarber and Harper and all them were given more of a chance to compete this time and to win it. And they definitely, it seemed like this format made the Derby way more interesting and fun to watch. It's been like since 2024 since a Kansas City player has advanced to the next round in the Derby. Since Bobby Witt Jr. did it. I didn't think I was gonna like it. I was so used to the Derby being timed and being on a time limit and being more competitive and like really like being way more competitive and challenging and way more difficult. So them changing the rules again for the Derby and saying, "Oh, we're gonna have 15 swings for the first round. We're gonna have 20 for the second, and if you hit a home run on the last swing, that doesn't count as an out. You can keep going." It made it kind of interesting to the rules. I mean, just a lot of really good hitters. Murakami being a rookie with the White Sox is probably one of the best hitters on the White Sox and everything. It was just such a great derby to watch. I mean, to celebrate the 250th, they have the Liberty Bell decked out in red, white, and blue. They had the players wearing all the sparkling uniforms with the colors. They had red, white, and blue uniforms. They had the players wearing their team jerseys to represent the All Star weekend. They had the red, white, and blue numbers. I like that Ben Rice got invited to the Derby too. He deserved that chance considering he has had a really good year for the Yankees. But if we're gonna have any chance of competing with the Dodgers on Friday, we need him to come up big for us because Judge is injured. I mean, some of the hitters, the way they hit the ball sounded like just it was like incredibly loud. I mean, the top three favorites were Caminero, Schwarber, and Harper, and you got to be and you can and you're telling me Jordan Walker outlasted all three of those like top hitters. That's how great this Derby was. I mean, I would prefer to see more bombs and like them hit a lot more like higher like number of home runs. But this was like this was like such an even challenge that I felt like this might be what they might go with in the coming what they might go with in the next couple of years. I mean, they've got the next collective bargaining agreement coming up for the MLB, so the players are not like happy with some of the stuff going on. So I don't know, we might have a lockout before next season, but it was such a great way to go off, man. It's just like you had Cabanero go off around the first round. I mean, you had Contreras hit 13, and then Jordan Walker hit 13, and then Cabanero hit like 8. Schwarber Schwarber killed it. I'm surprised he didn't. I'm really surprised he didn't win the Derby, advancing to the semifinals. I mean, besides the Netflix broadcast and presentation, and maybe some of the dull moments in between, the Derby was really good. I like the new. I mean, I like the format. I like the new home run derby format. I think that's really good. I think they should go with it with next. I think they should go with it next year at Wrigley Field because they're saying All Star Weekend's going to be in Wrigley Field next year. The most surprising part of the Derby was Bryce and how he came up short. I'm kind of very surprised he came up that short. It's usually a lot better hitter than that. But Harper came up with 8. Jordan Walker came up with 6. I mean, Jordan Walker came up with 13. Caminero came up with 6. And then the top 3. And then Caminero advanced. Such a great derby to watch. Really fun to really fun to see. I wish I was there in Philly. I really was. I really do. I might go to Wrigley Field next year to see the Derby. Jordan Walker was just so cool and collected. Nothing could phase him. Like he was like hitting bombs. He was so good. He was really good, man. That was fun to watch him beat all three of these top hitters. He beat Caminero. And then Wilson Contreras. Schwarber beat Contreras. Just having Schwarber and Jordan Walker, man, but the fact that he beat him on one swing, one final swing. And then Contreras hit, I think, 8. Oh yeah, until he got brushed back. Yeah, he got hit with the ball from the pitcher. But this was fun to watch. This was really fun to watch. I love that Jordan Walker won it though, because I didn't expect that to happen. I was really rooting on Schwarber though. I feel bad for Kyle though. I really thought that he was going to win it. I think he had a chance to win it. I thought he was going to. I really thought that he was going to be the one to win it. I thought he had a really good chance. But 11 home runs, bro. And he's just shocked. I don't know. I'm not gonna say it was rigged, but it might have been. Might have been rigged toward the younger player, the rookie, to win it. But it felt like it. Oh yeah. I think it best sums it up with this video here. I felt like in some ways it might have been rigged toward the idea of him winning it and making it to where he was supposed to win it because he was the younger player and to win. I mean, he made it look easy. There was like no challenge at all. It seemed like he was just smooth the whole time. Didn't even break a sweat. Felt like it was just felt like it was just as simple as that. He won it, and it was like I really like that format. I think they should go with it more and everything, and to try it. But I don't know. I felt like it was kind of rigged again for him to win it, and that's why they were booing him because I think that it might have been. But that was really fun to watch, and I think they should do that again because maybe in the future more younger up and coming players in the Derby will have a chance to win it, and it'll be better than having the stars win it all the time and take it. But it was a really good Derby. It was a really good Derby and fun to watch, and I really like that format. I felt like in some ways though some of the pitches were rigged to throw to certain players and to be missed or not to be hit. I felt like in a way, um, I feel like in a way they sort of kind of changed it up to where Schwarber would lose, and they flipped it. In other words, for the betters or for the people that paid, put money down for it, it was to screw them over because they changed it. They made it to where it would make a lot of people mad and angry to win that derby for the younger players. But I'm telling you, I think in a way it was just. But Excursion did a really good job with the broadcast too. I think he's a really good. He's known for doing a lot of really good stuff. But that was a heck of a derby to watch. I think in the end, there should be more people. They should be doing that more often and giving those underrated players a chance to win the derby, like Jordan Walker and all that. But it does limit how many home runs they can hit. Yes, but it had to be, you know, it had to be that. But Schwarber seemed to hit more home runs on way fewer swings. Yeah, I agree with that. Phillies fans aren't going to be booing next time. People lost a lot of money, man. Jordan Walker maybe has a chance to win the Derby back-to-back years. The dude is good enough to win it back-to-back years. There was certain players using pine tar too, dude. I noticed that they were using more pine tar to help them hit better. But yet it didn't go where. But the Netflix broadcasting cameras and all this stuff, yeah, I agree that was just not good. But the Netflix broadcast was just okay. But I believe that was rigged and made it to where people would lose money betting on those players. I don't know. That Netflix broadcast was just, it was okay, but the real home run derby was fun to watch. I feel like Schwarber got screwed out of that derby though. I think I think he should have won it, but still, I say I give it up for Jordan Walker and everything, and how he made that derby look like it was just easy and simple, and just had it made there's no effort at all, and it was just so easy for him. He made it look so easy and simple and everything, and nobody expected Jordan Walker to win the Derby. He was not one of the favorites, no. And he was so good that he beat he beat three really good hitters that I think, in my opinion, he'd probably have a chance to win it again next year. Come back and win it again next year if he gets invited. Um, but I don't know. Schwarber should have won it, but I gotta give it up to Walker. He shut those Phillies fans up, and he really made them regret booing and all that, and just they had nothing to say after that because they were completely just stunned after he won it. So I think that MLB changed up the format so that this would happen, so that they could get more people to watch, to bring in more money, to make more money off of ads and everything, to get people to pay attention to it, to have the underdog win so that more people would tune into it. Instead of the top hitters winning it, they had someone else win it that was underrated, so it would so it would make it to where more people would tune in next year. Felt like though the pitcher gave Jordan Walker easy pitches to hit, while Schwarber didn't get those pitches. But he was able to get more swings. He was able to hit more home runs off of fewer swings than him. I mean, we'll see what'll happen next year for 2027, but they still got to have that collective bargaining agreement. Those collective bargaining agreement talks for the season before next year. But I totally agree. I think Walker got really easy pitches while a lot of the other players didn't, and Schwarber got fewer swings on. Um, and Schwarber got um Schwarber got more home runs off fewer swings. But yeah, that was just Jordan Walker totally destroyed the Phillies fans and Schwarber and crushed the competition. I mean, he deserves it, man. He did a good job. He's going to become a star player next couple of years. He's going to be huge. But that was a heck of a derby to watch. I think they should keep the format. They should bring it back next year, and they should continue this. Not, but don't put it on Netflix. Keep it on Fox. But the first Cardinal to win the World Series, that's cool, man. But he could become the next King Griffey Jr. possibly and become really good as the next breakout star in the coming years. It's made he just has a lot of power for a guy like that and can swing, man. Just makes it look effortless and easy and simple. I just don't like having so many commercials on Netflix too when trying to watch the Derby. They had like 9 ads, 8 ads. But maybe MLB finally MLB finally has got it right for the Derby by taking away the clock. Maybe they finally figured out what's the right format. Hmm. Contreras got boofed by that wild pitch. Yeah, he did. I hope that Cavanero's okay after he got hit in the hands by that pitch in the All-Star game. He got smacked hard in the hands of the All-Star game. Yeah, they should have kept the golden ball. I agree with that one. I like those. Take MLB for the 20 ads and home run derby in between. Yeah, exactly. Like there was way too many ads uh in between derby stuff for Netflix. Yeah, Jordan Walker didn't look like he even needed to swing. He just made contact and the ball literally went out. Yeah. I don't know. The Netflix broadcast was okay, but I like how they celebrated the game, yeah, and talked about it and went over a lot of that. Yeah, I'm kind of I'm kind of happy Jordan Walker shut up those Phillies fans. I agree. Yeah, I can't wait to see the Field of Dreams game come back. I'm looking forward to that in August. But they do need to fix that. I agree. Yeah, he was definitely motivated to win that 1 million Walker. He was motivated to win it. They probably made it to where they gave him easy pitches to hit for him to win it so he could take it home. Wouldn't surprise me. Let him take that derby because he didn't even have to swing that hard. He just made contact with the ball and it went out. He just made it look effortless. It was easy. Yeah, Jordan Walker did look a lot like Ken Griffey Jr. with the backwards hat and everything. Was rooting for Schwarber, but Jordan Walker earned that win. Yeah, I was rooting for for Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper too. But Jordan Walker definitely deserves that win. He earned it. He fought that he fought that really well. Jordan Walker stood firm with focus and faith while encircled by an unsupporting venomous crowd. As an unbiased and unhateful observer of the final duel, I celebrate his victory. For it extends beyond the bat. Yeah, Wilson Contreras was underrated. He deserves a lot of praise too. He gave it all he had, and he did a pretty good job with that. Contreras definitely made the Derby really good. He put up a show. It definitely was who was the best at hitting. It was not about who hit the most home runs. It was the best at hitting. It was the best at hitting in the home run derby. Yeah, Harper did say it was over. It got so cocky. He's a really cocky player. Yeah, it would have been really interesting to see Swerver go last instead of Walker go last. I agree. Yeah, Jordan probably did get the juice balls at the end. St. Louis 2011 World Series Game 6 Home Run Derby format. Well, yeah, it definitely felt like that. Anyway, yeah, Jordan had that swagger and everything when it came to hitting. He's going to be a star. Walker's going to be a star. I don't know. I mean, I felt like it was rigged for Jordan Walker to win, and they gave him easy pitches and to hit at the end for him to win it over Schwarber, and it was made for him to take it because the younger players were supposed to take it and they were going to win it. Just like the Dodgers, just like it's rigged for the Dodgers to probably take the World Series again for a third time in a row. Something like that's going to happen. Something like that happened with Walker, where they gave him the ability to win it over Schwarber, and I think it was rigged for him to have easy pitches. The same thing for Schwarber. I think that's why he hit very fewer swings, home runs off fewer swings. But yeah, let's see what this is. Dude, the All Star game was so fucking boring, and Fox really screwed up everything too with the All Star game. They made it seem so non interesting that it was so boring to watch. They they screwed up the All Star game. They really messed up the national anthem too. I mean, they always do that with the national anthem. They butcher it. Hmm. Really? Hmm. Yeah. Yep. Yep. They're using old performers. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like she butchered the national anthem to me. It was okay. Mm-mm. Nope. Nope. Yep. Out of Atlanta. Yeah. Because it was political. Yep. Mm-hmm. The All Star game was good. It was just boring. The All Star game was good. It was just boring. The game was boring. They didn't do nothing the whole game. It was the American League shutting out the National League for nothing the whole time. I mean, it was just basically pitching dominated the whole entire game pretty much. But yeah, I liked how they paid homage to 250 years of America. They did a good job with that. Mm-mm-mm. It doesn't matter anymore. They took away the home field advantage for the World Series and the All Star game. I mean, that's why there's no point in watching it anymore. They pretty much took away the idea of having home field advantage for the World Series. Wow, that's a heck of a view. And he got yeah, and he got hit in the hand. Yeah, that's because it's all about greed and money. Yeah, it's about their own pockets and money. Yeah, nobody watches the Pro Bowl. It's boring. I mean, what do you do with it? I mean, I thought that was running. I thought 20 swings in the first round was pretty good, and 15 swings for the second round was good. I mean, I thought the Derby was really good. Probably one of the best derbies I watched in a while. I mean, negativity really sells on YouTube, bro. It was fixed. It was rigged. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. No, I'm not watching an ad. I thought the All Star game was extremely boring for Fox, and they screwed it up, and the broadcast was just very repetitive. I mean, the whole entire game was pretty much the American League dominating pitching, shutting out the National League for nothing. The only thing good about the only thing good about that game was how they paid homage to America's 250th and the national anthem and the fireworks. And yeah, them riding the bicycles in there and them having Ray Charles sing the song for the kids and everything, and then paying homage to the next generation of the younger generation of kids coming up with the league. I just I couldn't stand last night's All Star game. It was so boring and repetitive and tiring and so not worth watching. I mean, I got tired of it after literally they did nothing after the third inning. After the third inning, they scored 3 runs, and after that, there was nothing until about the fifth, and then that was it. But yeah, but the fact that you have to now, the fact that you can't even watch baseball without being on all these streaming subscriptions, all these subscription services, all these streaming subscription services, and everything like ESPN, Apple TV Plus, Amazon Prime, Fox Sports 1, Netflix. It just goes to show baseball has just pretty much lost the plot of what the league once was and what they did, and have screwed it up. Just the 2026 All Star Game was just lacking in so many ways. It was very boring and repetitive, and they just ugh, made me sick and want to vomit. The only things I liked about it were the national anthem um and the fireworks and then paying homage to America and everything. It was just so boring. And maybe Verlander being there for his last season, his last game, but it was just so cringy and repetitive and boring and old and tiring. The worst All Star game I've watched in a long time, and it was horrible. It was just horrible. It literally made me fall asleep halfway through the last. It made me fall asleep throughout through the rest of the game. It was so boring. I was literally rather be on my phone than watch that crap. It just sucked. It was awful. But I like the fact that they paid homage to America. They had the Declaration of Independence signing with the players' names and everything. And they had the Liberty stuff and everything to America in Philadelphia, and they had the people dressed up in the old fashioned Revolutionary War uniforms and the British and everything, and it was pretty cool. But this was the worst game in a long time. It was so boring and repetitive. But I think it was. I think the home run derby might have been rigged for Walker to win because he had such easy pitches. But that's just me. But oh my god, such a crappy All-Star game. I mean, they gave the MVP to Cody Bellinger for for seriously how bad the All-Star game was. Because like the only like most of the runs came from Cody Bellinger and Ben Rice throughout the whole game. They put up the most runs. And then you had a homer from uh the dude in the fifth. We put them up 4-0, but it's just basically a dominating pitching performance. It's basically the American League dominating with pitching the whole entire game, and it was just so fucking boring and repetitive. Like I can't stand the All Star game. It literally was sucked. It literally sucked. Yeah, they dropped the ball. MLB did drop the ball for the 2026 All Star game. I mean, the festivities were good, but the game sucked. The game was awful. I mean, how do you expect people to keep watching that garbage, that seriously garbage crap of a game? That game was awful. The game was so repetitive and boring and tiring and old. I bet it put people to sleep. It was terrible. It was awful. It fucking sucked. I mean, you call that an all-star game? No, I call that I pretty much call that a blowout. That was all it was. It was a dominating performance of the whole game. It was not even a game. It was just the American League dominating the whole fucking game. It was so boring. I bet people turned that. I bet people tuned out of that or turned it off after like the third inning, fourth inning, fifth inning. I don't know. That game was so terrible. The All Star game sucked. That game sucked. It was terrible. Yeah, because it was awful. There was nothing to watch. There was nothing to watch the whole game for the whole All Star game. It was basically just a domination performance. Nope. Yeah, it's like Major League Baseball does not care. was more entertaining, yeah, than the game. It's because the game is very boring. Yeah, it's like they don't care to do it. Yeah, Shohei would be. Yeah, that. Yeah, yeah. Mhm. It would make the game better if Judge was healthy. Mhm. Yeah. It was AL pitching dominance, and it was probably rigged for the American League to win. Mm-hmm. It used to be competitive and worth it. Now that they've taken away the home field advantage aspect, it ruins it. It's not worth watching. They're not, because there's no reason for them to. They took away the only reason. It's just for expedition game now for practice. It doesn't count. It's just a celebration to for practice. No, it was boring. The All Star game was boring except for that. The Philadelphia kids riding on the bikes with the fireworks and the sparklers and everything and the festivities made it a lot easier. Made it a lot easier to bear and everything, the boringness and the repetitiveness of everything. But that game sucked. It was terrible. It was boring. It was repetitive. It was old. Except for the American festivities of a 250th and everything. It made it. It made that better. I mean, I like them signing doing this, signing the thing for the Declaration of Independence. That was pretty cool. But other than that, and those festivities, this game sucked. I don't know if it was a rigged game or if it was a dominating pitching performance from the American League. But the 2026 All-Star game lacked appeal. It lacked anything. It sucked. It was terrible. It was boring. It was awful. I mean, except for Ben Rice and Cody Bellinger's singles up the middle for those 3 runs, there was nothing. There was no scoring. They didn't score until about the 5th inning. And then the National League did nothing except pop up, ground out, and fly out, and strike out majority of the time to do nothing the whole game. I mean, it was that boring. If you look here, I mean, if you look here, Mike Trout struck out. I mean, the hitters did nothing but strike out and ground out and fly out after like the 3rd, 4th inning. They didn't score until about the 4th. I really don't. I think they scored 3 runs in the 3rd or the first of the 2nd inning, and then they did nothing until like the 4th or the 5th, and then that dude hit a home run off of Christopher Sanchez. That dude gave up like 4 runs to the American League, and they did nothing the whole entire game until about the 5th. And then the National League struck out majority of the time. That game was so awful. It was so terrible and boring. Nobody wanted to watch it. I guarantee you. They stopped watching it after the 5th inning. It was so boring. I got so bored I'd rather look through social media than watch this. This game was terrible. Major League Baseball needs to do a better job of caring about the All Star game again. They don't give a damn. All they care about is money and greed. It's just sad how far it's fallen. Just there. I don't watch All Star games in sports, bro. I don't. The only All Star weekend I watch is baseball. I don't watch it in any other sports. I don't watch the Pro Bowl. I don't watch the NBA All Star weekend. I don't watch any of that. I just still I have a fondness and a love for the game of baseball and All Star weekend. I still love watching it, but it's pretty much become crap. It's pretty much turned to greed and money, and they don't care. They pretty much destroyed it. They messed it up. The only thing left that actually is good is a home run derby, and the home run derby was way better than the All Star game. It just Major League Baseball has pretty much just thrown the All Star game to the side and said it's not worth it. There's no reason to play it. There's no reason to play it except for money and greed and commercial and advertising. They don't care. They fucked up the All Star game. It's sad. It's sad that all they care about is corporate greed. They messed up everything. They pretty much just destroyed the All Star game. There's no reason for it anymore. and I hate it. I didn't watch it last year. I think they pretty much have blown the mess. This game sucked and was awful. They should have at least had some. They should have at least had Verlander come in and pitch, or had some of the reserves come in and hit, or at least made the game interesting. God, it was so boring. I wanted to curse out Rob Manfred for how he runs MLB. I hate him as a commissioner. God, it sucked. It sucked. It's awful. This game was awful. It sucked. It was so awful and terrible. I think it was the worst game. I think it's the worst game in a long time. You have you have a dude hit Junior Caminero in the hand and then smile. It feels like this game was rigged, or it was rigged, or there was no reason to it. It was just one big festivity put on for display. They weren't serious about it. It was shit. It was terrible. And let the American League just dominate. They did nothing for the whole game. It was just a big old goose egg the whole time. It's shutout. Shut out the whole game. I mean, I don't mind that if I'm like playing MLB The Show, or I'm playing a game, or I'm trying to win. But watching a real broadcast, I want to see a game. I want to see a challenge or some kind of competitiveness to it. No, there's no comparison. They don't compete anymore for the All Star game because there's nothing to compete for, because they took it away. The last thing to compete for in the All Star game was home field advantage for the World Series. They took that away a long time ago. They fucked it all up, and now it's become greed, corporate greed, and everything. They ruined it. I'm not watching. I'm probably not watching the All Star game next year. I'm not watching. I might watch the Derby, but I'm not watching the All Star game. And if I do go, and if I do, and if it comes next year, I'm going. I'll go see it live. I'm not gonna watch it on TV because it's fucking boring and repetitive. It's shit. It's complete shit. They shit the bed. It'll be shit the bed and ruined one of the best things about All Star Weekend. They fucked it all up. Nothing. They get three pitches to hit. They score 3 runs, and then they do nothing the whole game. So boring. And another thing is they don't even take the game seriously. They're just sitting there talking and bantering back and forth with the players, and it's just shit. There's no competition. They're not even being serious about anything anymore. They don't take the game seriously. There's nothing to compete for. There's nothing to compete for. They took all that away. Fuck Rob Manfred and fuck this league, dude. They've screwed it up in recent years. I don't like baseball like I used to anymore. That's why I don't like the All-Star game. I thought it would be better, but no. I'm not watching the All-Star game anymore. I like the Derby a lot more. Fuck fuck the All-Star game. Corporate greed has ruined it. MLB don't have my vote on All-Star game anymore. They have no reason. They have nothing to compete for. They have no reason to play it. It's just a bullshit fucking corporate advertisement for their fucking league. I mean, you load the bases to start out the game. You score. You bring in a run. You bring in 2 runs in the first inning. You score 2 runs in the first inning, and then you bring in a third run, and then you do nothing the whole entire fucking game until about the fifth inning. So boring. The National League just continues to strike out, and they don't do anything. And the game's so boring and repetitive. All they do is score 3 runs in the first inning and nothing happens till about the fourth or the fifth. And all they do is banter back and forth and talk to each other and just this whole big fucking festivity of bullshit. That's what it is. All Star Weekend's not even competitive anymore. I remember when it used to be competitive. It's not that way anymore. They've ruined it. It's just bullshit. And then it just goes talking to the catcher and talking about pitches. There's nothing. There's nothing. There's no reason for them to compete anymore. It's just one big party for them. That's all it is. They have no reason to play this game. It's just to sell tickets and make money for make money for the league, bring in fans. You do nothing. You do nothing for for 4 innings straight, and then you finally hit a home run in the fifth. It's just what a load of crap. What a load of crap and a terrible game to watch. Major League Baseball shit the bed. They just screwed up they they made this game so boring and repetitive. Nobody wanted to watch it. I guess the only excitement that came out of this game too, if you really look at it, was when Caminero got hit in the hand and had to go back to the dugout. That was the only exciting thing that happened. He hit him in the hand. But other than that, such a load of crap. Just a bunch of groundouts and strikeouts. Awful, awful game. Terrible, boring, awful, terrible game. It's shit. It was shit. So so boring and awful and repetitive. Terrible game. I mean, they got one base runner the whole game, the National League, and that was Juan Soto, and that was it. And let's just put Ray Charles on, and then have the kids come out and ride their bikes around Philadelphia, and and make it more, and that's the most interesting part of the game there. Just boring. boring and old and repetitive. I mean, your game has to suck to know that the only great part about the only great part about this whole All-Star game was the fireworks and the kids riding their bikes onto Citizens Bank Park Field. It's sad. It's sad how bad this game was and how MLB did not care. And the highlight of the highlight of this whole game was the kids coming out on the field with the fireworks and players holding sparklers. I want to shake my head at I want to shake my head at how bad this shit was. How awful it was. And they did nothing for the whole game. Just pitching pretty much dominated the whole entire game with everything in it. Pretty much dominated the whole entire game with everything with it. I don't know how you can say that was a good game to watch, but if people think that was a good game to watch, you haven't watched sports. It's just terrible. Terrible and boring. And then Stamped to Cancer, which is a scam. Anyway, I don't even have words to describe how bad this game was, and I just don't really care. They screwed it all up. Why does it even matter? MLB messed it all up. They screwed it all up. They messed it up. They messed up everything. And they don't care. They don't care. It's corporate greed into selling on tickets and money. And let's play sad music to commemorate Stand Up to Cancer. What a load of greed and bullshit. Maybe I don't think he hit that. I don't think he hit that home run until the seventh. Maybe then. The fans go up there to cheer Bryce Harper just to have him ground out. What a joke. What a joke this game was, bro.